Hey loves, and welcome to Heart Love Messages. My name is Crystal. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you are already subscribed here, welcome back. So tonight I have a no contact message from your person. I will be pulling from this deck here just to see how your person is currently feeling, how they are currently viewing you and or your connection, as well as any other important messages that they may have for you at this time, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get a very clear and concise message directly from their heart space. Okay. So the first message that we have here is, be honest with me. Okay. I'm picking up on heavy throat chakra energy at this time. So this may be a connection that's just naturally ruled by the throat chakra, which is one of the most powerful energetic centers in the body because it's one of the spiritual chakras, but it also works directly with the law of vibration. But this is also a connection that comes with a warning though, because I'm getting that you both are extremely sensitive to words. And this is something that you were trained to pay attention to. So you may go way beyond what someone is saying to you. You pay attention to their tone, the words they use, and also their nonverbal communication as well. And all of this works together to give you insight or deeper information about your person. This masculine may even view you as someone who requires a lot of emotional energy from them. And this is something that they're not used to, Divine Feminine. But they definitely understood very early on that they had to be careful with you, especially with the way that they speak to you. So you may notice that they watch the way that you respond to them when they say certain things, or even when they don't say anything at all. So anytime your masculine is quiet, it's intentional. It's almost as if they're practicing caution with you. So it may even be natural for them to hash out all the possibilities of how you will receive them or the things that they say to you, or just certain information that they want to give you. So if you've ever wondered why you were so sensitive to your person, it's because you are in a highly empathic connection and you both have a huge capacity to speak life into one another, but you can also do huge damage with your words as well. And I feel like this is being highlighted because when you're dealing with the law of vibration, once you put something out into the atmosphere, you can't take it back. So although your person may not be able to fully understand why they feel so cautious with you, this is why. And I'm getting that this is totally unique to your connection. So at this time, your person is practicing constraint around something that they want to express to you due to the sensitive nature of your connection. And it seems like the more that they hold back, the more something is pushing them to just be honest and say whatever it is they have to say and just deal with the consequences later on. So this could be something that they've been holding off on for a very long time. Divine Feminine, you may even feel or notice a rush of energy out of nowhere that makes you feel a little anxious. This is definitely coming from your person. And because you are tapped into their energy, you can literally feel when it's time for you to communicate or when your person has something to say to you. So depending on where you currently are in your connection, this could be a verbal interaction or this can be an energetic one. But what's coming through clearly here is that you're navigating a connection where there's always communication taking place in some way, shape, or form. And you may be calling for your person to be honest with you. You may be calling for some type of communication, some type of clarification, but your masculine is definitely practicing constraint around expression at this time, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is, my soul knows you. Wow. Okay, there's very, very intense energy coming through with this card here. This may even be a little extreme, what I'm about to say, but I'm clearly getting that your face is haunting them, okay? That just came out so clearly. So they could be seeing you in their dreams or just having very intense, intrusive thoughts about you, Divine Feminine. But there's an emphasis on your face, okay? And they can't help but feel like this is happening for a much deeper reason. I'm getting soul recognition as well, which is a very rare occurrence, and it only happens when you are allowed to see a person for who they truly are. Because truthfully, there are many people that we come in contact with, that we date and love and dedicate a certain chapter of our lives to, but all of these people get a certain version of us. But they are all different as far as how deep we allow ourselves to go, and all of this is intentional. And I have a personal belief that only the souls that you are in contract with are the souls that get to see you clearly. And this varies depending on what type of soul contract you have with that person. But the way this energy is coming through, it's like this masculine can't seem to shake your energy because you're not just some random feminine energy that they were attracted to and that they were going to play this mating and dating game with. They're realizing that you're someone special to them. And it's like your image is literally haunting them in order for them to realize this. This is a very common part of the twin flame journey. And it indicates that there has been a sacred exchange between your higher selves that totally surpasses that of a normal connection. So if you're wondering what's on your person's mind at this time or what kind of impression you've made upon them, there's something about the look in your eyes that's telling them a different story than they were initially telling themselves about you in the beginning. And there's a lot of energy coming through here about your face, Divine Feminine. So you may be extremely beautiful, but I'm getting that there's something about your essence that comes through in your face, okay? So there could be a certain beauty mark that you have. There could be a certain way that you smile or a certain way that you speak or just a very piercing look in your eyes. But there's definitely something very significant or even striking about your facial features that stands out to this masculine. And it stands out in a way that not only makes them feel something when they're in your presence, but it's also showing up in their reality while you're at a distance from them. And it's showing up in a very interesting way as well, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is the grass wasn't greener. Yeah. Now this is all beginning to come together. If you're resonating with this message so far, the real reason that your person has been holding back is because they are embarrassed, okay? And they're resisting and practicing constraint after finding out that the grass was not greener. But on a deeper level, they're embarrassed because they weren't aware of something about you. I'm also getting the energy of rejection here very, very strongly with this card. So Divine Feminine, you may feel rejected or you may feel that this masculine rejected you in some way. And I'm getting that this was subtle. So this was not in an abrasive way at all. So maybe you spoke about this. Maybe you had a conversation where you could just pick up on their energy, but the way their energy is coming through truthfully, it's almost as if they tried to go around you in some way, okay? Maybe they were speaking in circles. Maybe there was a lack of clarity here, and they just kind of allowed things to be open-ended. But I'm getting that they instantly regretted this the minute that it happened. And they've been kind of beating themselves up about this decision that they made. But what's really weighing heavily on their conscience right now is whatever you communicated back to them in that moment. I'm getting that this was totally unexpected. This is a masculine that may view you as calm, but calm in a way that makes them a little bit anxious. So maybe the way that you responded to them and their emotions led them to believe that you don't really reveal everything that you feel, especially in the moment. So the way that you handle this masculine or this separation is being highlighted here as well. This is something that happened really, really fast, where they were immediately taking note of your energy and realizing that they made a mistake, okay? Your energy is also coming through as a feminine who has a lot of pride. So although you may have been emotional about this change in your connection, you're not taking it out on yourself. You are in a place in your life where you're allowing this masculine's choices to be a reflection of them instead of punishing yourself for their actions. But if they were to be honest, divine feminine, they expected you to show your hand a little bit more. They expected you to be a little bit more emotional. And maybe you did, but not in the way that they were expecting. And because you responded in this way, your person now feels like they're the only one left to sit and kind of feel the weight of their own decisions. There's a lot of energy coming through with this card here, okay? I'm also getting external energy as well, but not in the way that you may be thinking. It could be getting to the point where your person feels like they're living a double life. And this is highlighting the physical aspect of their being versus the spiritual. All of this is kind of unfolding in a way that they've never experienced before, because there is this heavy underlying energy of rejection that they can't seem to shake as well. So it may even feel like their body is beginning to reject other people, places, and things, because the truth is that when the soul identifies the divine feminine, it becomes very, very hard to override that type of soul bond. So wherever your person is at this time, they may be getting approached. They could be in very social settings. And while they may even find other people interesting or even attractive, the way this energy is coming through, they're physically, emotionally, and mentally unable to even go past a certain point. There comes a time on this journey where you get to a certain level of truth and you can't really unsee what you've already seen. You can't go backwards. This is what this masculine is experiencing. And this energy is so powerful that they're literally seeing your image or just having very intrusive thoughts about you at very inappropriate times, okay? So if you're wondering what your person has been up to, even though you have been apart or at a distance or you haven't spoken to them, your energy is still very, very close to them. And this may be a little weird, honestly, but if your person were to really express to you how it feels to them, they think that everything about this connection is weird, okay? And not in a negative sense, but just in a way where it is very unpredictable and very spiritual. So if you have been experiencing anything similar to this divine feminine as far as the signs, the intrusive thoughts about your person, even seeing their image, or just seeing things that remind you of them or their energy, you both may be mirroring one another at this time. And that usually happens in the connection when your emotions are very, very close, where you can literally pick up on the fact that there's something that needs to be communicated at the heart space level, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is low level connection. Wow. Divine feminine, you may not be aware of this, but you reminded this masculine of something that they never wanted to experience again, which is a low level connection. And because of the buildup, it may have been very hard for them to tell who you were. So maybe they didn't have enough time to really get to know you on a deeper level, because for them, there was not an immediate recognition or awareness. Because when it comes to the masculine, if you could see this from their POV, all feminine energy are the same until they aren't. And until this masculine feels something. And this is what you did to them. Not only did you make them feel by handling this separation in the way that you did, but you allowed them to come to this conclusion about you on their own. So they learned on their own that the grass wasn't greener. Because the way this energy is coming through in this reading, they were clearly given the space and the opportunity to find out. And all they could see and think about was you, which is probably the most important thing when it comes to dealing with the masculine energy. Because the truth is that there's nothing that you can say to them or anyone to convince someone of who you are. Love just doesn't happen that way. And maybe this was their experience in the past. Maybe they allowed themselves to be led into connection based on words and not action. But you flip this completely upside down. And in this way, you actually have them afraid of what life would look like without you. So at this time, this masculine feels like they have to approach you, because if they don't, they run the risk of being in a low level connection. And at this stage of their journey, that's completely unacceptable for them. And this energy here is also highlighting that in some way, your person may have felt like your connection began in a way that all their connections begin, with a lot of intensity, a lot of passion, maybe a lot of attraction. But the huge difference here is the communication. And this is why your connection manifested in this way. It's almost as if you have your own secret language with this masculine. And you may have no idea how much you've caught them off guard just with your speech. You may be a feminine energy who is very, very confident in what you know and in where you are on your own personal journey, okay? I'm also getting something here about questions. So you may not be afraid to ask for clarity or to question this masculine, which is something that they may not be used to. So depending on the buildup of your connection, or maybe the things that you spoke about in the beginning of the connection or leading up into the separation period, your masculine wasn't aware of what kind of connection this was. But it's almost as if the minute that you parted ways, your energy stayed with them. And there's been this kind of dialogue between your higher selves that has really separated you from anything that they've ever experienced before, okay? So your person is definitely realizing that they have to come towards you and be honest, because they don't want to manifest another type of connection like this. So maybe they put you in the wrong category. Maybe you never had the opportunity to really speak to them, to tell them who you really are, to give them your story. Maybe this has something to do with the amount of time that you've spent physically where your person really couldn't figure you out. That may be a very important element to the masculine in this connection here, but they definitely had you in the wrong category, Divine Feminine. And they're really at this place right now where everything is becoming very, very clear about who you are, okay? Let's get the next message here. Okay, so the next message that we have here is follow your heart. Yeah. This may be a masculine that has a lot of pride, okay? Because I'm getting that the real reason they're so hesitant to come towards you is because it's not normal for them to double back. It's not normal for them to come back around to anyone, especially to feminine energy. This is a masculine that moves on pretty quickly. And when they move on, they never look back. But for some reason, you have them worried. And it's because of the timing of the separation. I'm also getting 1, 2, 3, 4. So this could be a number synchronicity that you see, Divine Feminine. Maybe your masculine is seeing this. But I feel like this is pointing to steps as well. There could have also been something significant that took place right before this that confused your masculine or made them second guess their next step. Almost like there was a buildup. And in that moment, it seemed like the right thing to do or the right choice to make. But the minute that they took this action, I'm getting it immediately backfired. And now they're being guided to follow their heart and to reach out to you. But they're worried because they know that this can go one or two ways. Either you could be open to hearing from them, maybe meeting up with them, or you've already moved on. But honestly, the way this energy is coming through, this masculine doesn't care. They may even feel like they only have one chance to approach you or to kind of prove themselves to you. So I don't know where you are on your personal journey, Divine Feminine, but this is someone who knows that you have options. Yeah, this masculine's thoughts may be all over the place right now, not only because you have them in a very unfamiliar position, but also because they know that someone like you doesn't come around that often. So there's this back and forth between their head and their heart. And based upon the energy, it feels like their heart is winning, okay? Let's get the last message here. Wow. So the last message that we have here is, I'm not like you. Wow. if your person could be honest with you, I feel like this is a heavy truth that your person really, really wants to express to you, Divine Feminine. When your person first aligned with you, or just in general, when the Divine Masculine finally aligns with the Divine Feminine, there's so much that they can see, but there's also a huge aspect of this connection that's hidden. And the parts that's hidden is what's actually inside of themselves. So your person may feel drawn to you, but also very, very triggered by you. And oftentimes, when the Divine Feminine aligns with the Divine Masculine, a lot of your differences are highlighted. So your person may find it very easy to check off a million reasons why your connection shouldn't align, a million reasons why you're not their type, or why, the connection just does not make sense to them. So with this card here, I'm not like you, this is the effect that you had on them initially. This is also why your presence or your energy could be triggering for this person, because coming in contact with you may feel like you're guiding them to a place that's foreign. You're guiding them into the unknown. But the truth is that you're actually guiding them back within to themselves, okay? And this is also pointing to the selection process in some way. Because in order for those navigating the twin flame journey to really embody the energy of love in all of its essence, the other part of you or your soul will sometimes be inside of a person that you least expect. And this can completely throw you off or feel tricky at first, because a lot of times the masculine are trained to just view the external. But internally, they will sense that you're someone special to them. And those feelings will literally haunt them until they release the fear of the unknown and begin to explore what's inside of you that resonates with them and why. So this message is for a very specific feminine energy. You may be at this place right now where you're wondering why you and this masculine are currently stuck in this stage of your connection. Or you may just be in this place where you're simply seeking confirmation about your inner thoughts of this person. But this masculine is definitely taking the time to go within and explore parts of themselves that were activated just by aligning with you. So you definitely started something, Divine Feminine. And your person is finding out that this is a journey that you both have to navigate together, even though there may be moments of separation. But the truth is that your person was extremely triggered by how different you were. So much so that they were even tempted to choose an easier path. But they can't seem to stop seeing your face, Divine Feminine. And it definitely has them leaning more into the unknown instead of what's familiar or normal to them. It definitely feels like this may be the next level of their own personal spiritual journey or awakening process. But the timing that you aligned made them question if they should even entertain this connection in a serious way. This is someone who may have even set a personal intention to just focus on themselves, to go within. But what's coming through clearly here is that they're not able to stop thinking about you, specifically your face, Divine Feminine. So you definitely may have a very rare type of beauty that just lingers, or something that really, really leaves a mark on people, specifically this masculine energy, to the point where they're having very intrusive thoughts of you. Your image may be popping up. They could be receiving certain signs and syncs from the universe. But what's clear here is that their soul has identified your soul as someone who is very, very special to them. They may not identify this as a twin flame connection, but they definitely can feel that you are someone who is very, very special and very important to them in their journey. And this is the driving force behind their actions at this time. This is why this person is trying to come towards you, okay? So I don't know where you are on your personal journey, Divine Feminine, if this is something that you will be open to, but there's definitely a masculine energy who has never been in this position before. This is very unfamiliar territory for them, wanting to go back and wanting to come back into your energy, okay? So be on the lookout for that. I feel like the way that they will contact you may be very, very subtle. It may be very, very casual. They may be trying to check your temperature to see where you are, to see where your heart space is. But I'm definitely picking up on a connection that didn't really get the opportunity to go very deep. And this is what this masculine is currently seeking at this stage of your connection, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you resonated with this message, please be sure to hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, as this really helps me to see what videos you all enjoy. It also helps me to tap into the collective energies. If you are a member on Patreon, I will be pulling 3 more cards for the extended just to see what other messages come through from your person. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.